Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss on connecting two MacBook over the same network or different network. So what does same network mean? Both your local MacBook and the remote MacBook, both are connected within the same local LAN. So they are connected privately with each other, and a different network, you can think of one MacBook is staying in one location and the another MacBook is connected in different locations and connected over each other over the internet. So in order to check for connecting two MacBook using the same network, we can use a built-in Apple screen sharing feature. In order to enable that, we need to go to system setting. So the way that we can go typing command and shift, search for system setting. Then from system setting, we can go to sharing options, and in the sharing options, we can enable the screen sharing button. For me, it's already screen sharing is enabled. And if you click on the I option, here you can enable who can access this local MacBook. We have mentioned the administrator, who is the owner of this MacBook, have the access to do the screen sharing. Then one more thing we need to consider is to disable this advanced feature, which is remote management, remote login, and remote application scripting. This advanced feature and the screen sharing are orthogonal with each other. That means either of the option we need to enable. In that case, we have disabled both those remote management. We do the same thing for both remote and the local MacBook. Now, in order to do the screen sharing, right now both of my Mac are in the same network. In that case, for screen sharing, so I have already all my connectivities available here. You just click on the plus icon, and then if you know the local IP address, try to mention your local IP address and then click on connect. Now let's consider that both of your MacBook are located in two different locations and they are connected with each other over the internet. In that case, the one option is using remote desktop from Google. So in order to discuss further on these different network, one more thing we need to make sure is that both MacBook, they are from same Apple account. That means both are logged in or registered with the same Apple account. As of now, I have only tested both MacBook which are connected using the same Apple account. We are able to access those two MacBook from each other. Now for using different network, the easiest option is using remote desktop application from Google. If you just click on this, follow all the signing, and it will ask you to create a PIN. Once you have those installed, it's very easy to follow. In that case, you just in your browser open remotedesktop.google.com. You can see your remote PC here. You just need to click on. Once your setup is successful and enter your PIN, you can able to access your remote MacBook. The second option is, it's called Tailscale. This is another application that we can use. It's free for personal use. It is 100% encrypted and it uses WireGuard type of encryption. That means your private key will always be with you. Your remote MacBook will have its own private key. It will never be shared over the internet. The communication will happen with each other using the private key, which is staying locally. So for that, you can run few commands here to check your macOS is up to date or not. There are some security patch available, so that try to do all the software update on your MacBook. You can go to system settings, then click on general, and if there is any pending software update, and check all this version is matching at least same or above. You can check your file vault is on and off. So one cons or drawback I would say for this Tailscale setup is, once your remote PC got booted up, the Tailscale will not work because it will lose the credentials until you log in your remote machine successfully. The Tailscale will not be able to authenticate with each other. So here I'm considering sunny day type of situations, like I'm assuming your MacBook or remote MacBook is always up and functional. There is a workaround for that, but I'm not going to show these options in this video. Once you install this Tailscale, it will create its own type of IPs, so that using those IP you're able to access your remote machines. Once you follow these steps, try to download this standalone version from this link. Here are the minimum requirements has been mentioned. Then just follow all the prompt that in the web UI sections, and it will create the IPs for you. And then once everything looks good, to run the same setup both your local and remote MacBook, and try to run Tailscale status in the terminal. It will show you the IP address information for both your local and remote Mac. And once it has been installed successfully, you can see in your menu bar that option is also available in your top right corner. And then once you know what is the IP that for both of your local or remote MacBook, in your screen sharing options, which is come prepackaged with MacBook, you can use VNC command. Again, go to the screen sharing, click on the plus icon and run for VNC and put the IP that you already know. So this way you can use Tailscale to access your MacBook which are connected in two different networks. Another option is VNC viewer. As you can see in our same network versions where we have enabled the screen sharing, go to the general setting. If you click on the sharing option, then if you click on the information button here, you can set up your VNC passwords and accessibility using VNC. So this way, if you install VNC and enable in your remote MacBook using the VNC software, say I'm using for now a real VNC viewer, from here you just type your private IP. That way you can use real VNC viewer to connect your MacBook remotely. And the final option is, I have a separate video where I have shown how to set up PiVPN using Raspberry Pi, and then using trouble routers, how can you access it remotely. If you use the private VPN, in that case your remote MacBook will consider your local MacBook that both are in the same network, and then again you can open the screen sharing application, use your remote MacBook private or local IP in the screen sharing app using VNC. That way you can connect or access your remote MacBook. So these are the few different methods that you can access MacBooks, both are in the same network or both can be in the different networks. I hope this information is helpful to you, and thank you for watching.